Hey, in this video I'm going to show you how to create this bridge set from Sonic Adventure. This is a toy photography I did with Sonic and a whale. The tools and materials are a box cutter, extruded polystyrene foam, which is different from regular styrofoam. This is like insulation foam you get from Home Depot. A hot wire cutter, but you can substitute a box cutter instead. Acrylic paint and brushes. 14 gauge wire, it's metal wire, very thick for posing things. And a glue gun. And you can see this and many other pictures on my Instagram at Stegosaurus Rex. Give that a follow and give this video a like if you enjoy it. So the first step is cutting it out of the foam. This particular clip is from a different project, but it's the same idea. Cutting a straight line on my Proxon foam cutter. This is the one, if you buy it, to not skimp out on a half-price brand on Amazon, to actually get Proxon brand. You could actually get that brand on Amazon too. Just don't get the cheap version of this. This is a really good tool, and there's a lot of cheap imitations of it. So here you can see I'm scoring all the lines of the wood with a razor blade first, and you can do this whole project with a razor blade if you're very careful with it. Take your time and make sure you have straight lines and things. This particular foam is not like the packaging expanded polystyrene, it's extruded polystyrene, and they sell it at Lowe's. You can even see here they're marketing it for crafting. That kid's having a great time playing on his green house. This guy's just kneeling on it. I think that's a terrible use of this material. And this kid, this kid here just does not, he's not impressed. This is a hot wire cutter. It has a few different attachments. I'm using kind of the soldering iron looking bar. It gets real hot and then melts into the foam. Here I'm giving it some deeper textures where I cut with the razor blade. And then here I focused entirely on my wispy hair in front of the camera instead of showing what I'm actually doing. But you can imagine that I am carving these nice lines into it and showing the video. I made this kind of stylized. These planks are kind of bigger than they would be in real life, but I'm kind of going for this look. Like in the video game, it was big panels kind of flying up. So here's a much better view of these individual panels that were attached using the 14 gauge metal wire. I made these individual panels and then stuck them into the other parts of the bridge so that I could make them as if they were flying up as the whale was coming through, and then I positioned the whale to be coming up in the same way. This is just that whale toy, a cheap, I think it's waterproof for the bath. Kind of a mix between a plush and a rubber toy, and it's kind of the perfect size for making a forced perspective shot with Sonic. I just mixed together some brown and white paint, and you're gonna see kind of the quick before and after. There's the paint, and then it's painted. There's a lot of surface area to go over. You can see now I'm making the sides of the railings. I just didn't think that watching me paint it was going to be that interesting, so we just skipped over that. It's much more exciting to see me stab my fingers as I make kebabs of these foam squares that I'm putting all over the surface. Eventually these will get painted and then glued onto the bridge itself with hot glue. You can see it's quite easy to just skewer these on and get them all in a nice stable spot. I don't even think many of these needed glue at all when I stuck them in. And then I spaced them apart and glued them onto the surface, and you really start to see this taking shape as a bridge. You can see I'm very enthusiastic about it. Some dry brush with a lighter tan brings out a lot of the details. All those deep recessed areas where I burned in started looking real nice. And now we do some surgery on the whale. It's gruesome. So the reason I'm doing this is because I stuck wires up inside of it so that I could better position the fins and things so that it could be posed coming up out of the water with this 14 gauge metal wire. You can just get this at Michael's, like a craft hobby store, or in the wire area at Lowe's or Home Depot. You can see I've used that wire to make these pieces of wood stick up and also to stand Sonic up. And I'm just sticking the wire directly into the foam. To shoot the picture, I used a Canon 5D as well as a backdrop, a cloud backdrop from Michaels, and then splashed water with a LED light at the front of the camera, as well as a softbox to each side of the camera, one more from the back and one more from the front. To see that and more of my recent toy photography, check out my Instagram at StegosaurusRex. My channel kind of bounces between D&D stuff and random projects and tutorials like this one. So if you like this, there's more of these coming, as well as a variety of other things. So thanks for watching.